The Battle of the Vosges, also known as the Battle of Trippstadt, was fought on 13 July 1794 in eastern France in the Vosges Mountains, from which it derives its name. The introduction. By July 1794, the fledgling French Republic had been at war for a little under 2 years, and in that time its fortunes had changed dramatically. Following initial setbacks for the revolutionaries, the war changed in France's favor with the appointment of Lazare Carnot to the post of war minister. Following the introduction of the levée en masse, or mass conscription, French armies had increased to around 800,000 frontline troops and a grand total of between 1.4 and 1.6 million men under arms. These were divided into 13 principal field armies. The largest of these was the Army of the Rhine, which in July 1794 amounted to around 115,000 under Claude Ignace François Michaud. The Army of the Rhine was deployed along a front line some 70 kilometers in length. It was opposed by an allied army of around 70,000 Prussians, Austrians and electoral Saxons under Prussian Richard Joachim Heinrich von Mollendorf, which held strong defensive positions in elevated terrain. In the approximate center of the Allied line was the town of Trippstadt. The battle. On 2 July, Michaud launched an attack all along the front. The French army was halted everywhere except on the extreme right, where the young divisional commander, Louis de Saix, successfully pushed back the Allied wing. However, this left his division isolated, and counterattacks by the Prince of Baden and future victor of Waterloo, Gebhard Leberecht von Blücher, reversed his advance while inflicting about 1,000 casualties. At the end of the day, both armies occupied approximately the same positions as they had at the start of hostilities. On orders from Carnot, Michaud launched a second offensive on 13 July. On the right of the French line, Laurent Wauvier and Saint-Cyr, a future Napoleonic marshal, captured Kaiserslautern, supported by the artillery of de Saix's division. In the center of the battlefield, Alexandre Camille Tarponier's division pushed back Frederick Louis, Prince of Hohenlohe-Ingelfingen's Prussian corps to Trippstadt, whilst on the left the French advance divided the Allied line, thus denying Friedrich Adolf Graf von Kalkreuth the chance to assist Hohenlohe. Tarponier's attack on Trippstadt was decisive because the Austrians failed to support the Prussians. The aftermath. Mollendorf ordered his forces to regroup east of the Rhine on the night of 13–14 July, thus ending all coalition presence on the west bank. On the 16th, Kalkreuth and Hohenlohe rejoined the bulk of Mollendorf's army, but no attempt to salvage the situation was made until September, when Hohenlohe successfully caught Michaud off guard. This later success, however, was not followed up, and the complacency of both forces led to stagnation of the front.